Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do a almost exactly 2-month review of the DecDust 1100 that I've been using in my shop. Mostly I've been doing welding, lots of spray painting, and a touch of woodworking. And it's been, like I said, almost exactly 2 months, and the filter is pretty nasty. I knew when I bought this unit that it was probably a little bit small for my shop. I feel like the cost benefits of this smaller unit, even though it's really probably too small for my shop, it's really done a great job for how much it cost. Ideally, if I get to the point where I'm working more and more in the shop, I would probably need to either step up to like 2 units or some kind of industrial filtration unit. But this is a couple $100, and when you step up to an industrial unit, you're talking thousands, $5,000 plus all of the setup and the electrical that would be required to run that. So this is my 2-month follow-up. This is 1100 CFM unit. It's done really good. I leave it on all the time. It has a little fan on the control panel on the other side that detects the particulate matter in the air. And I think last I looked it was at like 6. But it's got a little fan in there that blows air through it, and then I assume it has some kind of laser detector that detects particulate matter in the air. So it automatically turns on at 150 parts per million, and then it turns off when it's done. There's been a couple really cold days that I've been welding inside the shop with the windows closed, or at least most of the windows closed. And this thing, it maxes out at 999, and it'll just stay there. And I just let it run until it's done. And clearly it's working. Clearly it's pulling a lot of junk out of the air. This is not the only kind of filtration I use. I wear a P100 respirator over my base while I'm welding. I have a fan blowing across my welding area to get the immediate smoke out of my face and away from my helmet. So I have cross-air ventilation. I'm wearing a P100 mask. Obviously, it's not ideal to have facial hair, and it wouldn't pass OSHA muster. But like, it's just me welding in my shop by myself. So it's not a big deal. And I would say that I'm being safer, or I'd like to think that I'm at least following some best practices for safety. So I have cross flow. I wear a P100 respirator, the 3M. I'll have links to everything down below. And then I have this running in the shop. I also have exhaust fan in my shop. I believe that's a 20-inch exhaust fan. And I usually open up the windows for cross flow while I'm welding. So anyways, this thing, I kick it on while I'm welding and I let it run until it's done. And it's done a really great job so far. So let's take a look at the filters. I'm gonna change this outer filter today. I already bought new filters. They're not the filters from the manufacturer because those were quite expensive. I'm not saying they're not good. I'm just saying that this came with MERV 10, and they are, I think it's 10 by 20 by 1, which is a standard furnace filter size. So I can't bring myself to pay 2 or 3 times for the same thing. So we'll talk here in a minute about the filters I found to replace it. The filter I'm not replacing today, this is the 1 micron filter inside of the unit. It's dirty, but I think this pre-filter cleaned a lot of it, and I don't think you would change this filter quite as much. I'm guessing you would change this one 2 or 3 times before you change this one. That's my plan, at least. We'll see. So let's go down to the workbench and look at my replacement filter. All right, so here we are on the other side of the shop. Got my old filter. I've got my new filters here. They are 10 by 20 by 1. And look at this. They're dang near exactly the same size. So I believe they'll work. The only difference is this one has the foam on the filter and not on the machine. And I looked at the machine earlier, and the reason for this is because if you put the foam on the air filter housing, you can't slide out the inner 1 micron filter because the foam would stop it. So that's why they put it on the filter instead. Fair enough, we'll have to come up with like a equivalent to that. So these are, they're 10 by 20 by 1. These are actually MERV 13 filters. So these are actually 2 categories above, well, 3 categories above the MERV 10 rated filters. These are MERV 13s. So they should be a lot better. Not better, that's not what I was going for. The whole point was, these are better filters and they were cheaper. So this is what I'm gonna try. The only thing I think I gotta do is once I open these up, this is a 6-pack for about the price of 2 of those other filters. I gotta open these up, and then I rummage through my random insulation drawer, and I found this thin sticky insulation, and except it's super wide, but I've had it for years and I'm gonna use what I have because I'm not gonna go buy some. So I'll just cut this as I peel it off the roll, and then I'll have enough to do multiple filters. So we're gonna do that. All right, I threw this filter up here and I feel like I should show it to you guys before I modify it. So this is the new filter, and it could definitely use insulation top and bottom. Left and right, it's a little bit tighter. I might just start with putting insulation on one side, just in case it doesn't fit. And then to further show what I was explaining earlier, the reason the insulation is here and not here is because this 1 micron filter is tight in here, and you wouldn't be able to slide it out. So let's go put the foam on this filter. All right, so I went through my whole roll of insulation. I slid it long ways with a extendable knife around the reel to make it about 1 inch wide. And I was able to fully wrap 4 filters all the way around on 3 sides. I wasn't able to put it on the 4th side because it would make it too tight. My insulation was a little bit thicker. It'll be fine. So I got everything except for the last 2, and I am just gonna put them in the box and put them on the shelf. Well, they don't quite fit with the insulation on, but I'm gonna put them somewhere and I'm gonna put them on the shelf until I need them. The DecDust 1100, I highly recommend it for small shops. If you're doing industrial welding, I don't really recommend it because it's not big enough. In the future, I might build a plenum on the front of it or something, so I can have like a 20 by 20 filter. Maybe it would last a little bit longer. Maybe I could stack 2 20 by 20 filters. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But my review so far, that thing it works good. It does its thing. It's automatic, so I don't have to remember to turn it on or off, which is a feature that most of the other units didn't have. And this isn't in my lungs. So hope this helps you. I'll have links to everything down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe so I'm motivated to keep making videos. And you, get out in the shop and work on something.